careerdevelopmentplan.net offers a solution to economic capacity delivery with exposure to opportunities, which we write exposure to opportunities, and it's a geometric growth model, thus to the power 2. We learn, work, invest, and benefit together. Everybody gains. The top end keeps on growing faster, but the bottom end catches up because of the transfer process, which is in line with the speech made by Minister Trevor Manuel as part of the National Development Plan. You can find the whole speech on the web on info.government, and there is the whole story that we work from. If you look from his plan, the plan calls that by 2030 we live in a community which we have remade. And you can see that we would end up proud to be part of this community, a community that all grows economically, personally, as a family, as a community, as a tribe, as a nation. Minister Trevor said the leitmotif has been that we want to eliminate poverty and reduce inequality, consistent with the diagnostics they found, and have the highest priority in education, which is exactly what we aim for. If you now look, we have found over the last 15 years that there's a tremendous opportunity in bridging the gaps. As people cross the gaps, cross the bridge, everybody gains. They most of all, but all of us still gain and grow. And the country grows, of course. What we found, and everybody knows, the haves have all the health, wealth, and happiness, choices, etc. They also have an abundance of knowledge and experience. The not-haves are in short supply. They need education. Through education, health will come, poverty will reduce, safety will increase. They have a scarcity of knowledge, experience, and resources. So if you look at the opposite triangles, that the knowledge is up here with few people. Little knowledge exists with the many. It's simply a transfer process for everybody to gain as part of it. If you then look at the flows, knowledge down, people up, and the whole pyramid grows up, we all get healthier, wealthier, and happier. A fantastic vision should we achieve it. If you then look at economic capacity delivery, Minister Manuel also stated that 3 complementary enablers are required. The first, active citizenry. Second, capable and effective state, where people must become more effective, but the citizenry must also use the state more effectively. The third enabler is a strong and mature leadership. Now, our program works with the local leaders, supporting the elected and appointed leaders to grow faster. So if we look at an active citizenry working in partnership with government and with all institutions, business, etc., if we can get in harmony, that will be a new paradigm in development. People sit at the moment, I want a job, I want the right job, I want to grow in my job. So the people at the top wants to grow faster in their jobs. The people in the middle just want the right job. And the people at the bottom, the broad mass of South Africa, simply want any job. So if we can address those 3 requests, which we believe we can, after many years in business, many years in pro bono work with universities and communities, we believe getting a job and earning more can be a very exciting experience. People using the Career Maker system often got 30% and more salary increases within 18 months. And that makes them smile. The secure, safe, and certain way towards your ideal salary in a job you've chosen, a company you've chosen, industry you've chosen, let you grow your career the best for you, aligned with your inner natural talents. We like to say people aligned like this never feel they work a day in their lives. And I've been privileged to be there for over 20 years. It's a fun place to be. If you then look inside opportunity and knowledge spread, what is the current situation? We like to look at it in 6 levels. The people that currently sit with vast talents, but they don't have the knowledge, insights, and access to resources to use those talents. Then the people who are under and unemployed in this area, and then people who are safely employed but wants to grow, people that are great and wants to grow, and people that are fantastic and want to grow. So if you look at the 6 natural levels of work competency, you can see that the knowledge is up here and little knowledge here. If you look at that, you can see the same model. The people are down here and few people up here. Now that is what we believe drives the stratification, this ever-increasing gap between rich and poor, which is no good for anybody. And the more people that can become economically active, the more big business, big government, and everybody will grow, which is fantastic. If we then look at our 3 companion products just briefly mentioned, it is the Career Maker system, which makes an impact and a difference in increasing your productivity and your salary within a fairly short time with a high impact. And this product is also offered within companies, within work teams, and we hope shortly within government institutions. Exposure to opportunity, X to the power 2O, work and study readiness. That product is meant for people that takes a little longer. There's a few more gaps to bridge. The people are fantastic, but they just learn base competencies with their families and community that increase the support and increase their ability in the core 5 proficiencies, language, numeracy, and so forth, to grow to where they can enter the big system of the economy and contribute as they want to. We use the learning methodology from the Ebio developed with Prof. Japie Kroon at Northwest University, running for 6-7 years in the curriculum now with great results. We have developed a scalability model where the program becomes scalable in web support and local agents as companions. The web supplier is Stripe-centric. If we just briefly take a look at Career Maker, it's on the web supported, and originally developed from our multi-million-dollar businesses we developed, as well as one of the largest incubators ever in South Africa. If you look at the process, sorry, just get this right. You can see the whole process of career change. Just scroll through it. It's all there on the web, how people grow their salaries. X2O and its brochure is on the web, and we'll take a look at that just now. If you then look at X2O, also on careerdevelopmentplan.net, you can see all the different areas of work proficiency that gets addressed. And there is then the X2O brochure and you can download the brochure there, and you can look at some companion products and services that goes with it. And there's some more at the bottom here on the core 5 proficiencies. So you can read more on that on the web. Lastly, if you look at Ebio, again, similar processes with individual growth in 6 steps, again, available on the web. You can read it when you have the time. Lastly, we found that scalability, it is very important that the community mobilize the people behind the leaders, for the leaders, by the leaders. Therefore, we have created the More South Africa space where people can join up, form activities like project management, forums, groups, newsletters, and there's a store where the products and services plus the companion products and services are offered in and by the community, supported by a highly competent set of managers, management teams. So thus we believe we deliver exactly what Minister Manuel recommended. And we can thus play a role in the vision of the future for South Africa. Productivity must be in sync with formal education. And just to integrate the 3 products, again, if you look at the 6 levels, the mass at the bottom, few people at the top, and Ebio, creating an army of learners, working with and through institutions, primary, secondary, tertiary education, as well as education within companies, supporting the gaps in core proficiencies and growing from there. Secondly, X2O, offering the services where the learning curve is a bit longer because of the gaps being a little bit bigger and more gaps can be found. Working with a solidly measurement process that gives you solid feedback on the web, and like a dashboard of people's development, community development, how many are engaged and so forth. Career Maker, offering the same services at the top where there's a higher impact, the core proficiencies already exists, so it's a slightly higher level offer to people employed on the higher end. So just to integrate the 3 then, the focus is in the middle, but such that each one grow by itself, bringing people up, growing people up. And so each area grow by itself and thus the overlap grows. That's a concept they often call abundance. If you then look, every person, whether in employment at the high end or the very bottom end, suitable to them, deliver a model that is the purpose clear, and the purpose drives objectives and actions, and synchronize with adapting mission vision very dynamically. Now we all know a person with a clear vision, a clear purpose, is almost unstoppable. So we found we have to get the cognition, we have to get people with clear missions and visions and clearly aligned with objectives and tasks. Secondly, what all of them have to understand very early is that they are a game with rules. They must know the rules and play to them. So many people spend their energy fighting the rules instead of spending their energy where they can make decisions, make a difference, using and building on the rules, which creates a very, very easy to govern people. People that fit and drive and maintain the rules. They also understand that there's unlimited space where they have still influence, but they can still explore and make it known, growing their space of production. Very simple models, and we have a whole lot of exercises underneath to make sure this is implemented. If we then move along and we look at how do they break out of the box, that which is like a glass plate, all perceived, none of it real, but where they sit at the moment, it is awesome real to them. It is the absolute truth. You can't argue. Perception is reality. Changing those perceptions, they've got to go through 3 simple steps. They must know what they currently do and are, and what they want to become and want to do. To prepare and then to communicate. So just briefly, in our full sets, you will get all these activities in full. So just take a brief look, but they grow what they currently do, what they want to do. They then clarify that to communicate so that they break the glass plate and go beyond it, break out of the box and get to the great spaces. And again, there are simple actions. We just give some examples. Thirdly, still breaking out of the box, getting the glass plate to disappear and get to the great space, they need to then engage and communicate with the people where they want to go, people that have the knowledge that they want. Go be useful to them. Work with them in an apprentice, intern style. They work for knowledge at that time, not so much for pay. At some early stages, pay tends to be survival, but we also coach people in the same technique that recently moved from well over $100,000 in earnings to $1.3, $1.4 million in earnings. So the process works right at the top, works right at the bottom. At the bottom, it's just slower. Community, home, resources must be integrated. Same process. Again, just some selected steps. Give you a clue. If you then look, people get recruited, go through a process, get the hard skills of their industry, and aligns in the whole process with the National Qualification Framework, level 1 to 5, and through phases that we take them over a period of time. Now, I will repeat, the bigger the gaps, the longer the time, but the process is the same. So it's a clear process. I just want to show you briefly what is behind it. I'll come back to it. So again, the process is designed to break the boxes and break the glass plate and move to the great spaces. So this big migration is exactly what Minister Trevor Manuel talks about. If you're in infrastructure, there's outbound value, inbound value, demand linked to supply. So everybody benefits, everybody gains, everybody earns as they learn and even learn to earn. The infrastructure partners are always local or the big telecom providers with broadband and communication. Supporting the foolproof career maker system, we have a business tool set and a personal tool set, which I will just briefly click. And if we look at a business tool set, again, it lies on career development plan, as I've shown earlier, and there is a whole set for social ventures, business ventures, and most of the rest personal, because personal growth grows social ventures and grow business ventures. If you then look at the personal and the business tool set lies there, and if you just look at how we hope to spread in conclusion, if you look at where we attempted 5 years ago to explain this in an actual graphic set, I will just get it for you. What we hope to do is to grow from home to home. The process is designed to be passed on for free in the family and home to home and supported at the formal qualification levels. We have proven that it can go home to home through communities, from community to community. We hope Africa-wide, and we hope from Africa to the world, proudly African and only from Africa. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as we did making it for you. Hope to hear from you soon. Thank you.